find each quotient without using a calculator. So the vocabulary in the directions is the word quotient. So finding a quotient means finding the result of division. So that's why we can see the division symbol between all those problems. And we're not supposed to use a calculator, therefore we need to show all our work. So let's start with example A. Looking at the divisor, we have a decimal and we're not allowed to have that when we do a long division. So we're gonna change it to a whole number. So like a short way of saying is we need to have 15, not 1.5. So it almost looks like we're moving the decimal one place to the right, but moving it is really multiplying by 10, and I'll show you in a moment what I mean by multiplying by 10. So when you have 15, we moved it once to the right. That means we have to do the same thing to the other number, and our number became 425. So our long division became 425 divided by 15. Now here's the explanation. So the numerator, if I was gonna write it as a fraction, is the first number divided by, so that's the division, then 1.5. So when we have fraction, I'm gonna say I don't want to have the denominator to be decimal, so I'm gonna multiply by 10, and when I multiply by 10, I have to multiply on the top as well. So it's really multiplying by one whole, or the giant one, but the look will be 15, and that's what I need to have a whole number, and that's how I got 425 as well. So this is kind of looking that we're moving the decimal to the right one place value. It's like a shortcut, but this is the reasoning why. So now setting up the long division. So 425, there are three numbers, so we have place of the hundred, so we need to put the decimal after the 5. So on the top we would know where the decimal will be, and every number has its own place value, so that's very important when you do long division. And then we're dividing by 15. When I need a different number, I could always put a 0 to continue after the decimal place value. So when 15 does not go into 4, we put a 0, but 4, remember, is in a 400, so we want to use 42 right now. So 2 times 15 is 30. So I'm getting you started on the long division. That's one way to do it. There are different ways, but based on what you've learned with your teacher, you know, continue like that. So 12 is the remainder, so I'm going to bring down the next number. So we have 125. So on the side, I listed the multiples of 15. So the first one is 15 times 1. 15 times 2 is 30, or you could be adding 15. So looking at those numbers, I'm looking for a smaller number. So 125 is what I have, and that will fit in right over here. So what times 15 gives us 120? So when I list them, that was times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 15. So I'm going to record the 8 on top. And 8 times 15, I already calculated that as 120 by doing my pattern. And then remainder is 5. Now, I need to make sure I have the decimal, which I like to do in the beginning, which I did already. But if you haven't, make sure you put it up. And then bring down the 0. Okay, so now we have 50. And then looking at the chart for the 15s, where does the 50 go in? So I could say, well, times 3 will be enough. No, but 60 will be too high, right? So it's going to be times 1, times 2, times 3. So 3 times 15 is 45. And then go ahead and continue. You can add more zeros as needed, or if you see a repetition, you could write as a repetition the way we do. So if there was the number 4 was repeating over and over and over, then you can put a bar on top. So that's kind of how you could finish the problem A on your own. So go ahead and also do B and C on your own. For a B, you want to do multiples of 16. So do the chart the way I did it, the 15 on the side, so it could help you decide what number to use. And then here the divisor is 9, so you could do the multiples of 9 before you get started.